The maitre d' placed the leather-bound menu in front of her with a flourish. Crystal chandeliers sparkled above, and hushed conversations hummed in a dozen accents. But Claire Dalton, CEO of Dalton Tech, a woman whose signature could shift stock markets, stared at the page and felt her confidence falter for the first time in years. It was all in French, not a single translation. Claire had closed multi-billion-dollar deals in Tokyo, Berlin, and Dubai. She'd negotiated contracts with lawyers who spoke in riddles. But tonight, in this Parisian restaurant where she was expected to impress an investor, she couldn't even identify if poulet rôti was chicken or fish. Her palms grew clammy. She hated feeling small. At the next table, a man with tousled hair and a worn leather jacket leaned over to a little girl. She couldn't have been more than 7, curls bouncing as she giggled. He pointed at the same indecipherable menu, whispering translations that made her eyes light up. Claire's jaw tightened. She wasn't used to needing help. But when the waiter returned, pen poised, she blurted, too sharply, "Actually, could you?" Her words faltered. The man at the next table glanced up. His eyes were kind, tired, but steady. "You're struggling with the menu?" he asked in perfect English. She exhaled. "Apparently, yes. Don't worry. It's all a bit pretentious anyway." He grinned, then began translating effortlessly. "That's roast chicken. This one's sea bass. And here duck confit. Amazing, but messy." Relief washed over her, and for the first time that day, she smiled. "Thank you. You just saved me from ordering something disastrous." The little girl leaned over and stage whispered, "He always helps people. He says food is too important to be confusing." Claire laughed, startled by how genuine it sounded. She hadn't laughed like that in months. They introduced themselves. His name was Daniel. He worked 2 jobs and raised his daughter alone after his wife passed away 3 years ago. Life wasn't easy, but he spoke of it without bitterness, only warmth. As courses arrived, Claire found herself listening more than talking, a rarity. Daniel's stories weren't about power or money. They were about late-night homework, cheap ice cream runs, and how his daughter once insisted the moon was following their car. His world was ordinary, yet somehow extraordinary. Halfway through, Claire's phone buzzed. A reminder about tomorrow's board vote. Her instinct was to grab it immediately, but Daniel's daughter piped up, "No phones at dinner. That's the rule." Claire froze. Then, slowly, she set the phone aside. It was a tiny rebellion against her own life. By dessert, Claire realized something unsettling. She had never felt so seen, so human, in years. Not as a CEO, not as a negotiator, but as herself. And the twist? The investor she was meant to impress? He turned out to be seated 2 tables away. He had been watching unnoticed the entire time. Later, he admitted that her ability to connect, genuinely connect, with a stranger and his child mattered far more than any rehearsed pitch. But Claire wasn't thinking about that when she left. She was thinking about Daniel, who had reminded her that sometimes the smallest kindness, like translating a menu, could quietly change the course of a life. And as she walked into the Paris night, she realized she hadn't just gained a business ally. She might have stumbled upon something far rarer.